Well, you're tricking yourself if you think you're going to be able to do it, always getting in the meeting. And sometimes people need that first look. So this is an efficient way to do it. It's efficient because what is everybody's biggest objection when you want to come to a meeting? I'm too busy. I don't have enough. 20 minutes. It's extremely efficient for them. You call someone up and say, hey, man, I'm excited. I've got a business opportunity that is just unreal. I want to show it to you. Hey, you're going to love this. It's only going to take about 20 to 25 minutes. When can you sit in front of a computer for about 20 minutes? Later today or tonight? What do they hear? 20 minutes? Oh, yeah, I do that. Right? For us, we're not sitting here for 17. He and I aren't sitting in front of the computer for 17 minutes. Guys, this is so efficient. I do these things all the time. I've been literally in the grocery store with my kids. I've been at the park with my kids, driving through town in my car. We don't have to be in front of this. We know what they say every time. He only has to be in front of the computer, and in 17 minutes, it's not any whipping for him. Now, the difference in taking them there and sending them there, if you send somebody a link, they may watch it. But if their kids are fighting in the other room, they have to get up and go break up the fight, they're probably not going to go back to the video. Or if their wife says, American Idol's on, honey, come on. Right? And when the phone rings, they get interrupted, they're going to stop, and again, you want to focus. Right now, why is he focused on the 17 minutes?
Call back.
I told him I'm calling him back in 18, right? And the psychology of some of the things I threw out there, I agree with him. Unknowingly to him, I agree that he's way too busy. It sounds like you're busy like the rest of us. But I also took his objection away, and that's why the psychology is important of having a third party. I basically told him, or he told me, he spends 5 to 20 minutes, maybe adding up to an hour a day. So later he tells me, I think I'm too busy for this guy. I say, well, you said that you're spending 5 to 20 minutes flipping through TV commercial or TV channels or the internet. You just watch the video in 17 minutes. And they'll go, that's all you do? Well, you don't know what business it is. So that's how I can build it. Yeah. We're showing you to you this way. So that overcomes the objection before it ever comes up. All right, here's where we are. He's watching the video. He and I, at his house, he can make a sandwich. You can just do whatever. 7 minutes. He calls me back. Now we're going to call him, and we're going to close the deal, if you will. Okay? Your goal is, at the very least, to get a second look. This is the best way to then move them to a second look, which more often than not will be in person at one of our local business presentations. Raise your hand if somebody's never showed you at a local BP. I got my phone line. Well, you know, in sales, they talk about appointments to shows to close, right? Your appointment, how many of those show up and how many of those close? Well, if you want to see your appointment to show ratio go through the roof, make it their idea, just whet their appetite a little bit. This does that. It'll intrigue them. If they don't sign up on the spot, they're probably going to want to see it more, and then you can edify the speaker of that evening. Okay? That's the worst case, is that you should get a second look. Now, the worst case is they say, I am absolutely 100% not interested at all. And you can say, hey, no problem, that's okay, help me out and be mine. 100% closing ratio. They become your customer if they don't want anything else. If they're not sure and they have questions, then you just have to come to another thing. But I will tell you, you're going to find a lot of people who sign up on the spot. It hit me about 8 months ago, 6 months ago, that the 2 biggest teams I have personally in my organization, the 2 biggest teams in my downline, both came out of a first look. Showed it to both of those people whose teams were the largest through a first look, and they both signed up on the spot. Okay? Now let's call him back. Craig's just going to be excited. Dude, isn't this incredible? And as soon as he gets this response, I'm going to jump in and go right to finding out his questions. Okay? Here we go.
Hey, Craig, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm doing good, Greg. How are you? Did you get to watch that video?
I did. It's overwhelming, to say the least. I mean, there's a lot of stuff there. It's pretty interesting. So,
Hey, I've got Brian back on the line here.
okay, Brian, how are you?
Yeah, you know, the word overwhelming is certainly true, but here's the beautiful thing. The simplicity of this business is why it works. Do you get the gist of it without worrying about the details?
I do. There's certainly a lot of details. I mean, it's a lot of numbers. I mean, people actually making that kind of money?
Oh, absolutely. And I'll fill that in on you. It sounds like you have some questions, but let's go over those here in a second. Hey, real quick before we go over your questions, how many names do you have on the right side of your piece of paper?
I got about 20.
Okay. So your first question is, are people making this money? Yes. I'll give you a quick example. I've been in the business for 6 years. Initially, when my wife and I talked for the first time, the same way Craig is showing it to you, my best friend since second grade called me up one night, and I watched the video just like you did. Unbeknownst to him, I wanted to find a way to get my wife home to be a stay-at-home mom. She'd been teaching school for 16 years. We replaced her income in 10 months. And 2 years, about 2.5 years after that, I was able to leave my career, and this is all I do. So yes, the money can be huge, but I would say to you, seeing it the first time, it's hard to see that far a distance. Let me ask you, what would you do with an extra $1,000 a month? You don't have to answer that, but think of that. Now, I heard you tell Craig that, the boys at Sprint are wearing you out, and you probably, if all things being equal, you're making the same kind of money as you're making at Sprint, but hang out with the 3 kids every day, you'd probably take that choice, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. Now, what other questions do you have?
Well, I mean, I'll be honest, the first thing that jumped out at me was I see this, that MLM pyramid stuff, right? I mean, is this legal? I mean, is this good? And it kind of turns me off a little bit. I don't understand it all completely, but I can tell it's structured like that.
Yeah, now, I'm confused. What's a pyramid?
Well, I guess where, one guy's making the money at the top and everybody underneath him's making, it rolls up to the top.
So, like IBM and Johnson & Johnson and Microsoft?
They do that.
Where that guy makes more than the guy? Yeah, okay. No, I'm just kidding. No, your point's well taken and very valid concern. No, this is a company that is licensed by the Public Utilities Commission of Pennsylvania, Texas, Maryland, and the Public Service Commission of Georgia. The accolades are so long, I can't rattle them off. Matter of fact, we just featured in the Wall Street Journal last week. But we'll be able to share all that with you later. What I want you to understand is you can build a business through your busy life and the nooks and crannies of your busy day. And literally, all we need to do is go get a handful of customers and then teach a few other people to do the same thing. What are the questions you have?
How do you get going with the business? I mean, do I got to call?
You still have the website up there in front of you?
Oh, I do.
Okay, see where it says Join Ignite?
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead and click on that.
What do I need? What do I need with me? I gotta pay what you said. A credit card here.
Credit card for your $2.99. It's like a franchise fee. Don't worry, it's not $1.6 million like McDonald's, but you'll be able to make a lot more money without having to manage teenagers. Click on that Join Ignite, and then Craig can walk you through the process. Hey, great news. I'm actually going to be in Pennsylvania next week. Well, what part of the area do you live in?
I'm in Doylestown. That was actually my next question. I mean, you guys are all the way out there. What do I do next? I mean, I'm going to join it, then what?
You're going to love this. As simple as it was for you to understand this business through a 7-minute video,
right.
We've got a series of training videos that are amazing. We're going to have you watch those later tonight, tomorrow, whenever you can fit them in. And then really, your first step in your business, as an Ignite associate, Greg, to make a list of names of people you want to show this to, just like Craig and Christy thought of you and Noreen.
Okay, great. Sounds good. Looking forward to it.
Easy enough. Hey, Craig, I'm going to have to bolt. Why don't you help him get signed up? Make sure you take him to the back office power center. Greg, when you see the system that monitors everything for us, you're going to be blown away. Welcome to the team, buddy. I tell you what, I'll get your information when you sign up. I'll call you, and I'll make a point to come see you next week, and we can get some of your prospects in front of the information.
Great. Craig, hey, man, thanks for thinking of me, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, man, I appreciate you taking the call and looking at the business, and just know that you've got all the support you need here.
A little bit of
You just go ahead and get signed up there, and we'll get things rocking and rolling.
All right, get it done.
Yeah, now he's going to...
Get her done.